Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
God damn it. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
Whoa.
Witness, your name and occupation, please. Ooh.
Heh. Gotcha!
Ugh.
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more than happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was the wicked witch of the witness stand.
I tell you, this time, I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Oof.
Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you're a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida.
Oh, but those two are the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed on the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
What you witnessed?
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard, not on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. Guard came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Do I have to? Oh, that was my fault.
Time to press. Time to press.
Ms. Oldbag, what was your post on that night?
The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. It took out a few nails.
That was not a good in-helmet voice, I'm sorry.
Hey, let me go get you a helmet real quick.
It was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. Maybe spread something else if Juan was willing.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? Something you were interested in. And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what was the thing that she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip.
But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to a testimony later.
It looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corda's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who don't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct?
Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room. He was...
Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
What I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was Eli. He was playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Eli!
Wait, why was she playing so coy? She already told us Matt came out of the room.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
You saw my client. Are you sure about that? Even though you've already said it already. Yeah, you've already said it already. Good job, Phoenix.
Yesy.
Yesy? Really?
Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
When do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
Now, what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket.
He was wearing that at the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
I don't know.
Oh.
I guess it really wasn't that important after all.
Mr. Wright, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn.
You wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me.
Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. And it's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. She strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who asked the questioner. Are we back to the beginning now?
Yeah. You can press on that last statement and ask the other questions if you want.
I went too far. That's my bad. Yes. Weird Mia Pearl mashup. Well, what are the options there? Pia or Merle?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Questions.
Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail.
You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His right eye covered by his silky hair. His sparkling, shining teeth.
His teeth were shining?
Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie.
This week's pinup. Why do you... I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night.
What? On God's face is the same no matter where he is, you know, you whippersnapper.
So, Mr. White. Was the testimony just now relevant in any way? Yada yada yada.
Should I say it was important, or should I just go with not important again? You know, you're not very helpful. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say.
Mr. Wright, there's something much more valuable than that person's pride. And that is time. Please don't waste this court's precious time with worse.
Okay, I'm just gonna waste it one more time, Your Honor.
Just a little bit more, okay, Your Honor? If you don't mind.
What was the man you saw carrying?
In which hand? His right or his left?
Either?
Now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed. Please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright.
Sorry, but what was the man you saw carrying in his right hand?
He wasn't carrying anything in that hand.
Then how about his left?
Empty.
Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing.
So, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now important or relevant in any way? Wait, no, that was important.
That was important?
Yes. He was carrying nothing.
What was he supposed to be carrying? He was leaving the room.
Oh, he was leaving the room? I thought this was about him entering the room.
I thought you said he was sneaking out of the room.
Oh, yeah.
I can go back and check the testimony again.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah.
Coming out of this room. So I don't know the fact that he was not carrying anything coming out of the room would have mattered.
Unless he's supposed to be carrying the button.
Well, the button was attached to his clothes.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had it in his hand. Am I supposed to present something?
I mean, you could just say it's important, and if
I figured I was just gonna get the Edgeworth dialogue again.
Worst comes to worst.
Worst comes to worst, we waste another 5 minutes of the viewer's time.
Yeah, but you see, it's better than wasting our health.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't say that the clothes thing was important either. I could do that too.
Yeah, that too.
If you really want me to.
Oh yeah, it was in the samurai's clothes anyway, wasn't it? The button.
Ah, that's right. Damn it! Why didn't you think of that earlier?
It was the clothes!
Well, I'm not gonna say this was important then.
That was the first thing.
I know! And it was just random that I chose it wasn't important. I wasn't even thinking one way or the other. I could have chosen that it was important. We're terrible at this. I think we should end the series right now.
We're on the final case.
All we're allowed to play is Lego games. Hold it, Your Honor. You're just going to waste a little more of the court's time. I promise there's a point to it, but we're going to do the whole thing that we've done 3 times already, once more.
You've asked the same question 5 times!
No. This time I feel like it's important. Just trust me.
In this Groundhog's Day, it's the same thing. My throat is strong from doing the Judge's voice.
Oh, fuck off. You do Wendy and fucking Gumshoe. Not to mention just all the talking in my regular voice I have to do. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you'd like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? I mean, I didn't at first. I had to do this multiple times, but we're there now. Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must...
You can also press on that if you want.
Yeah, I figured that was the whole point.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket?
What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She is so sure of herself that's to the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Don't make me look at you, please. It's just weird. I know. I meant to present. I'm sorry. God, we're gonna have to look at weird big titty Pearl Maya again.
Oh, God.
It's Merle again. Present.
Yes. The button.
Button. Who's got the button?
Hey, it's a button.
Yo, Miss Oldbag.
You,
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's a button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
Wow. She really is a diehard fan. Don't want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. On Guard's body during a full body search.
The blood point makes it more valuable.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants.
See? And on guard is in the nickel samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt on Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe but instead I had to put up with wearing this ridiculous looking outfit. You'd agree this outfit is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder stuck on my chest. Let me tell you, it's heavy, so heavy. I wish we'd have switched to CDs ages ago, but I'm keeping that dream alive for all those kids out there. I work hard with a smile on my face. Don't you understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about as interesting as the documentary on curling. You should take up tip from Edgy Poo. Now he's stylish.
I don't know if she said stylish, but I had to finish it with something.
Now hold your tongue still for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard, the man, but on guard, the nickel samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Ms. Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering.
Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you. I think Phoenix's inner monologue should have an accent.
On guard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Young'uns today. I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth.
Bailiff, shoot her.
Yeah, at least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Go for a powdered sugar donut right
Mr.
now.
Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Because apparently your point means nothing. On guard.
You want a sword fight? Would you please get on with your testimony?
Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be. You should be forgiving me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs.
Ugh, what?
A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone to see. He's the nickel samurai.
She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears.
Miss Redruth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and just stick to the facts.
Okay! You promise, right?
Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Bro, it's chewing gum!
Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
What?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wackener, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look where you're at now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you?
Well,
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? From the first game?
Game 1, case 1.
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Ain't that enough?
And where's your proof for that?
And why would that be?
That way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway...
So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay.
God, yes, now I remember the Nickel Samurai. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. I got posted
Yeah, no, I skipped too far, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't see it. Could.
If he was wearing the costume, he wouldn't have left fingerprint. Well, I could have left him before.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the fingerprints were on the night before from eating or whatever, but...
Yeah.
It does take the knife away from her. Like, it says, hey... He didn't necessarily use this knife. I'm gonna use this knife.
And would he have been holding that weapon in his hand? I don't know. You want me to present this?
Well, not that. If anything, I'd say present
Present what?
the knife, maybe. I don't know.
How does...
I don't know. I don't know. Do you have an idea?
I mean, we do have that picture for a reason. You think I should present the knife here?
That's what I would maybe do, maybe. I
No,
don't know.
it's your show.
Don't trust me. Trust me, the music though.
Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You know, I'd have to ask. It's because the defense fingerprints on it. Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I am driving at with my smug face.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
And who is driving? Bear's driving?
In this courthouse, a car?
If Mr. Ongar was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. That would be so fucking stupid.
And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that, you stupid motherfucker.
However, there's one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility, bitch.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room wearing costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? Why did he bring the knife then?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory?
Why did he bring the knife then?
Let's think about it one more time.
Hey, but I can't talk. Also, I brought my knife. Look at the knife. You have the same knife.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Did I show the knife again?
Yeah, that's true.
This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. And again, he didn't kill him with the knife. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife.
Glove marks?
Which means the defendant's fingerprint shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? Fucking obvious.
It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
To frame? Aren't you enforcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness!
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
Witness, did you not see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around the front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you're waiting for Mr. Wonkood. Am I correct, Witness?
Ha ha ha. The way you think, you're a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? I am a bit of an expert.
So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corridor. Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person.
Mia, why don't you just fucking say it?
If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Ms. Old Bag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? She was waiting for somebody to come out of the victim's room. I was thinking maybe it was Lotta, since she was snooping around for a scoop. But the only person we know of being in the victim's room is Miss Andrews.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You think Andrews?
That's my personal thought, but you know,
I mean, the only thing is they just established that she went in there after Juan was murdered. So we don't know that she was in there beforehand. I was feeling Lotta, but you're feeling Andrews, so...
That's my personal guess, but... Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is just the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. I see.
Judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing.
This manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's... Ace Attorney? Adrian Andrews, that doubt. The witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness? What in the world are you?
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a very bad feeling about this.
I've got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Roger, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old.
That on guard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else from you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant's manager? What is a tasteful topic for this court?
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying the truth is never pleasant?
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right. On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. To the danger zone. Gonna take you right into cross-examination. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager of the Stars, Miss A.A.
But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. White.
Discrimination? When did I do anything like that?
Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche.
A scandal. What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days?
No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much.
Well, that On Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity.
You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing.
You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right, I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you.
All right then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
I mean, I don't really have any evidence for that, because...
I'm just looking.
I mean...
Did you see something?
No.
I don't have anything to offer.
See, just as I thought. And you would lecture me about saying things without proof. You were giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy.
In my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles for you anyway.
So what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait to close the crime scene. Once that, yep, he did something and I was gonna catch you and teach you a good lesson, something you youngins need.
You're going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this.
No, stop!
Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night.
Wait.
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill the hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? I mean, can I present Lotta now?
Maybe.
Are you not good with it?
Maybe.
So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Old Bag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that!
Witness.
I hate to say it, but this is how you came to...
Oh, that was me. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it?
Here's the camel.
Maybe?
Because her camera was missing in article.
I understand. Do you think...
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. You think she stole the camera?
Potentially.
We have no proof of that. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Ms. Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then, then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
Ah! No! You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy!
Then you're the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Boo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, if it was only a piece of paper, I suppose we can overlook this just once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night.
You stole my heart.
Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me."
That's a great impression, Phoenix.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why, witness?
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera, too.
Yeah. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera? Is it the camera you're looking for?
Is this your camera?
Ah, that's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a poison, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
That's called stealing. I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimeback Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a personal security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff, shooter. Check this camera's photos. Hurry. You must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There was only one photo that seemed to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Angard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. That's the case, then. This Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? Hell no!
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy.
I think I remember what's wrong with the photo.
I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess.
This is a case I remember decently well.
This photo that Lotta took. Well, I can't see much of the photo.
I believe there is something strange with it, because if there's nothing strange, then you're fucked.
Understand.
If you need to look at the Nickel Samurai photo you have as well.
There's
Cross-reference it.
something strange with this photo.
I knew this was coming right. Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there is nothing strange with this photo. There was no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. A bunker buster? Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
I'll take more than one. Honestly.
Why is the judge
No
such
point
an
being
asshole?
hasty. I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why, she can't take a good shot, especially when it counts.
Now then, let's hear your objection. That's for strange.
Oh great, I don't even get to look at anything?
Oh, you don't get a look at the picture?
Nope.
Well, I think I remember what's wrong.
Go ahead and tell me then.
The pants. You see how they're too long?
Uh-huh.
They're
Okay.
too long.
Okay.
I think that's what's wrong. If that's not it, then feel free to
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles? Oh my god.
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard.
What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks. 3 feet pics.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is it? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack. Then I haven't damaged his case at all.
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the president's foe is not Matt on guard, then everything the prosecutors have tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this.
What?
Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? Who do you think it is?
Well, I doubt it's Miss Oldbag.
Yeah.
So that means it's got to be Adrian or Lotto.
It's not Lana.
So Adrian.
Yeah. Lana did the murder! That would be a twist.
Well, she could have been sneaking in just to get information
Yeah.
or something. We haven't proved this person actually did the murder.
Adrian Andrews?
If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it like it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
Well, I didn't have anybody else in my profiles that really fit except maybe Lotta. For starters, she's short. and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, Wright?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order, order, order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A order cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ugh! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall sub Miss Adrian Andrews, Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. It doesn't say Adrian and all that stuff.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. I mean...
Yeah?
Can't just wait and see you. Maybe some miracle will happen.
Now then, as my gavel goes down.
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
No, can do. Can't hear her testimony if she's not. I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth.
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. This unexpected development. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What?
What's the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
What?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness.
On The Price is Right. Everything was planned out in advance by that
I
man.
am 25 steps ahead of you.
Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
This is a battle of chess and I've already planned out checkmate. Very well. We'll call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. Meanwhile, I'll be getting McDonald's. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
You're eating McDonald's in 10 minutes? That's impressive.
Well, thanks for watching this episode of Gabby the Game Night. Like, comment, subscribe, go service, and 120.
Pia or Merle?
Good night.
Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.